sweets, and welcome back to my channel. Now today is a very special day because we are reviewing All Stars. Yes, this is the spin-off series from the original series of RuPaul's Drag Race that aired in 2012 just after season 4 had started. And this gave the queens from season 1 to 4 opportunities to be part of the Drag Race Hall of Fame alongside BB, Tyra, Raja and Sharon, who had just been crowned. Obviously in this season it was a collection of all the queens from all of the previous seasons coming together and working as teams. Yes, teams. I don't know whose idea that was, but they did it and they've learnt from it. This video is going to be slightly shorter than the rest because there are fewer lip syncs in this season. Obviously the queens signed up for a certain amount of episodes and then realised they'd be competing in teams, so that means there was half the amount of episodes, half the amount of lip syncs. But I'll try to go in a little bit more depth, you know, to make up the time for the video, but just a little warning that it will be a shorter video than usual. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. In 6th place, we have episode 1, It Takes Two, which is Team Mandora versus Team Shad, where Mimi I'm First and Chad Michaels compete to Opposites Attract by Paula Abdul. Now, Chad tries to be professional in this lip sync. She spent 20 years perfecting her art, and as we've seen, she came very close to the crown in season 4 that aired just before All Stars 1. But she has to compete against Mimi I'm First, who is famous for her sloppy lip sync against India Ferrer, where she lifted her up, and yeah, we all know how that goes. But Mimi seems very desperate, and it looks really kind of awkward. I feel really horrible saying it, but like, she dances a little too hard, and it's like, no, just follow the flow of the song, you know? Chad's doing really well, but the camera focus is mostly on Mimi and how she's trying so hard for this to be a good lip sync. You know, she's doing all these moves that look like she's just got squiggly arms, and she does that really shitty costume reveal. It's hilariously explained by Manila. It's like, Mimi's doing a costume change. It's so funny. It's like an iconic moment, and possibly the most iconic moment of this lip sync, to be honest. And Mimi desperately tries for some sort of iconic duet with good chemistry between the queens, but Chad's just trying to perform in her own way. She's doing what she knows how to do, and she's doing very well at it, and Mimi's just getting in her way. It's sloppy, it's unprofessional, and the only really memorable part is how Mimi is trying too hard. And when it came to picking a best part, I had to go with when Chad pushes Mimi out of the way right at the end of the song. I think she knows at that point she's not going home to Mimi I'm First. I don't think it's unprofessional. I don't see it as unprofessional because, you know, she has the right to move her out of the way. She was in her space, and it would have been unprofessional if right from the start she was very biased towards Mimi I'm First. But she wasn't. She just kind of got along with it, and it all came down to this one conclusion, and she thought, no, I've had enough, you're in my way, I'm done. But overall it's just sloppy and not the best lip sync there is out there. In 5th place, we have episode 3, Queens Behaving Badly, which is Team Latrilla versus Team Rujubee, where Manila Luzon and Jujubee compete to Nasty by Janet Jackson. So this lip sync starts out good. The two queens emulate the tone of the song. It's very sexy and very sultry. Jujubee looks like a little dominatrix, and Manila is taking a different approach to her performance style than what we saw in season 3 when she was, you know, very strong competitor in that season, coming second overall. But that doesn't last very long. I mean, Manila then tries to go for a comedic route in a song that just doesn't really fit that kind of performance style. Like, she pulls her strange faces, but it just kind of ends up looking messy, which is really surprising for Manila. I mean, obviously when they were eliminated from this season, it was shocking. It was like, oh my god, Latrice and Manila, they are such strong competitors. Latrice came 4th, Manila came 2nd. They have got such good chance of winning this competition. and then it just comes crumbling down in episode 3. It's crazy. But Jujubee is the lip sync assassin, like the lip sync assassin. And at this point, she had never lost a lip sync, and this lip sync is a good example of why she holds that title. And the best part of this lip sync, I guess, is the beginning of the lip sync when both queens are giving face and turning sex. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't last very long. In 4th place, we have episode 4, All-Star Girl Groups, which is Team Jujubee versus Team Ya Alexis, where Raven, Alexis Mateo, and Yara Sofia compete to Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls. So the lip sync begins with Raven and Alexis Mateo, and the two queens start the lip sync with very different energies. Raven is delivering sex and Alexis is delivering sass. And the lip sync is enjoyable. You know, it doesn't have any moments that have me like, oh my god, that was incredible. But like, it is enjoyable. Both queens put up a good fight and do a very good job. And then Yara presses the button. This allows her to step in and take Alexis's place in the lip sync to help her team. I don't understand why she did it. Well, I do. She explains that she wanted to use her power and Alexis's power to knock out the other team. I just don't think there was a reason to. But Yara finishes the lip sync very well and gives the same energy as Alexis. It's not like she stepped in and then absolutely messed it up. But, I mean, I don't understand why they had the button in the first place, because Yara was the first queen and the only queen to use it, and that practically sealed the fate that they would go home, so it wasn't really a necessary feature. But then again, I don't understand why the queens competed in teams anyway. It was ridiculous, but I just think they didn't need the button feature if that meant if they use it, that sends the team home, because that seemed to be the reaction that the judges gave when Yara stepped in. And the best part of this lip sync, I think, is Alexis's like sassy attitude, and she really delivers the words and the attitude of the lip sync very, very well. In 3rd place, we have episode 6, the grand finale, which is Chad Michaels versus Raven to
RuPaul's Dragrace
by RuPaul. Now, it's very clear both queens want and are very deserving of the crown here. Passion is pouring out, and both queens really show what they're good at, and we get to see both their personalities really shine through as well. I mean, Chad and Raven are two very different queens. Chad's very professional, Raven's very sultry, so it's great to see the two contrasting personalities come together in this well-rounded moment at the end of the season, and it's a very good lip sync to end the season on. It's very tight, and both the queens perform really, really well. And the best part of this lip sync is when Raven does the robot to the auto-tune chorus of the song, which is really mesmerizing to watch. However, on Drag Race, there seems to be like a curse on the queens who do the robot, as they tend not to win the lip syncs. And in this case, that is true. Raven did not win the season, Chad did. But in a sense, both queens won in this season. I mean, Chad may have become America's next drag superstar and is the first inductee into the All-Stars Hall of Fame. But Raven went on to become Ru's makeup artist and work closely with the show in the future. So they're both winners, really. I mean, it's not a double crowning, but they both kind of won something out of this season. And I think it's a great song to end the season on. You know, we're all stars. It's perfect to end the first season of All Stars with. So I do like this lip sync, and that's why it's in 3rd place. In 2nd place, we have episode 2, RuPaul's Gaffin, which is Team Brown Flowers versus Team Latrilla, where Tammy Brown and Latrice Royale compete to There's No Business Like Show Business by Ethel Merman. Now, this lip sync comes at the end of a very confusing episode. I don't understand what the main challenge is about. I've watched it several times, and I think it's meant to be like the Snatch Game, but I don't know, maybe it's in reference to something that we don't particularly know over here in Britain. I don't know, I think I'm probably missing something. But this lip sync finishes the episode off a little bit better. And mainly because this lip sync is just so much fun. It has two fan favourites performing with each other in Tammy Brown and Latrice Royale. Tammy has such a unique performance style and is in her own little Tammy Brown world. And Latrice is fantastic at performing big and powerful lip sync songs, as we saw in season 4. Both queens have so much fun with this lip sync too, and it makes it such a hard decision for Ru. I mean, sadly, we have to say goodbye to Nina Flowers and Tammy Brown very early on in the season, both of which came from season 1, and Nina Flowers has one of the best track records of all time. Tammy Brown is a fan favourite on and off the show. But I really do hope we get to see more of them on Drag Race in the future, because I love seeing them on my TV. They are both so unique and so talented. And I mean, I'm really glad that Latrice and Manila got to stay on a little bit longer, even though it wasn't much longer. It was good to see them still on the show, showing us what they have. And the best part of this song is the very end, where Latrice traverses across the stage and Tammy does a weird little half spin, and they both end the song with a bang, and that's why it's in second place. Now, as always, I'm just going to take this moment to say a quick thank you for watching my videos. I was looking at my analytics and it says that I've been reaching people across the pond. Obviously, I live over here in the UK, but people in America have been viewing my videos, and that makes me so happy to be able to reach you all over there. Also, I'd just like to remind you of the links in my description to my social media. I have my Instagram and my Twitter on there if you want to follow me and get updates on when I will be uploading. I've said in the previous video I'm going to be uploading more regularly, and I'm going to stick by that. So if you want to follow me on social media, you will see when I'm about to upload. In first place, of course, is episode 5, Dynamic Drag Duos, which is Jujubee versus Raven to Dancing on My Own by Robin. Now, this is one of the most emotional lip syncs of all time. Two best friends pitted against each other right at the very end of the competition. And the song is a perfect fit as well. It's very emotional, and it has the two queens crying more than when they were told that they had to compete against each other. They're best friends, and they have been since season 2, so it must have been gutting for them. And it's clear that neither of the queens want to go home, and neither of the queens want the other queen to go home. But the reality is finally setting in. I mean, Jujubee tries a little bit harder with her performance, but Raven doesn't move, only really lip-syncing the words, and I think this was Raven's attempt to allow Jujubee to make it to the finale and kind of sacrifice herself, I guess. But instead, both queens make it to the finale, which was definitely the right decision. And this lip-sync always makes me cry. It must have been so heartbreaking for them both. And the best part for me is also the most emotional part. On the line, I'm spinning around in circles where the queens hold each other's hands and turn together, and it shows their friendship and their bond that they have with one another. And regardless of who places where in the competition, these two queens will be best friends for life, and it's very clear in this lip sync. So that is it for today's video. I had so much fun making this one for you. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And just a cheeky reminder to like and subscribe if you're feeling nice, so you don't miss out on any more content coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.